Hi, I'm Tue and today I'll do my speaking. So, the first question is, how do most people travel to work where I live? So, I live in Hanoi, Vietnam, and the most common and there's so many transportation that people in my area I used to travel to the work, but the most common transportation I think is motorbikes. Because like motorbikes is the most like common vehicles in Hanoi because it's not too expensive, it's easy, it's affordable, and is convenient. Like when you buy a motorbikes, it will all be yours, and like is like not too big, so when you ride it, it easy to ride too. So when you're riding a motorbikes, you'll easy to like control it and ride it. Yeah, and is convenient and is fast too, so that's why I think most people in Vietnam use motorbikes as their main transportation. So the second question is, what traffic problems are there in my area? Well, I'm living in Hanoi, so in Hanoi there's so many traffic problems, but the most serious problem right now is traffic jam or traffic congestion, because like there's a rapid increased number of private of personal vehicles in Hanoi, and that cause increasingly traffic jam in Hanoi, because like there's so many people that can afford their own vehicles, so on the street, like there's no enough space for all of the vehicles. Like there's a million people using their own personal vehicle to travel per day, so the street will not have enough space to contain all of them. So that's why traffic jam has like complicated problems in my place and in Vietnam, and particularly in Hanoi. Yeah, so most that's the biggest problems in traffic in Hanoi. How do traffic problems affect me? Well, traffic problems has affected me a lot, but mostly negative effect. Like most of the time, traffic jam in Hanoi just give me a serious problem about like timing and like when I have to go to some place, but I go in a like on like 5 to 7 p.m. or 9 to 10 a.m. the That's the time where people like going out the most, so the traffic jam like increasingly high in that time. And when I have to go to some place in that time of the day, I'll be so worried about traffic jam, because I know that I have to deal with traffic congestion like right after I go out my house. So, and most the more important effect I think is traffic jam could literally like affect our health, because when you got stuck in a traffic jam, the car exhaust will, when you smell the car exhaust and vehicle exhaust, it will pose a serious threat to your health, to your lungs, if you undergo it like a, every day or in a long time. It will pose a serious threat to your health, and it is definitely not good for anyone's health, I think. So yeah, that's how traffic problems affect me. How would I reduce the traffic problems in my area? Well, I think there's two ways that I could think of. First, if I could, I would try to reduce the number of private vehicles and increase the number of public transportation. Like, I'll encourage people to use public transportation instead of using private personal vehicles, because it will like less like reduce the number of the vehicle. It will give the street more space to people like moving around, and like transportation are so are so more convenient, and like more eco-friendly, because public transportation like bus could contain a large number of people at one time, so the number of vehicles on the street will be reduced, so the traffic jam will be like the traffic jam problems will be reduced, a large number of traffic jam will be reduced. So I think and the second thing that I could think of is, I think new roads and streets should be built, because that will like increase the space for vehicles to moving around, and for people to moving with their personal vehicle or public transportation in a larger space. It will be more convenient, and traffic jam would be a lot reduced if we extend the roads and the streets. Describe a time when you were stuck in the traffic jam. Well, I've got stuck in traffic jam like multiple time, and I really don't like it. I think no one would. But there's one time that I've got stuck in a traffic jam, and that was the worst time that I've ever got stuck in a traffic jam, because it's the longest time I've got stuck in a traffic jam, and I really don't want to experience this like one more time. So it happened like 2 weeks ago. After I went home from school, and then I have to go to my math class, and my math class was inside of Time City. So yeah, I went to home, and I know how to ride like electric vehicle. So I ride my bike to Time City, and when I arrived at the back entrance of Time City, like that entrance was a little road. The road was too small for trucks or big cars to go inside, but there's still like a lot of cars trying to go inside that road, because it's much shorter, and like that's a shortcut to go inside Time City. So there's a lot of car and motorbike trying to go inside. And I've got stuck in the middle of the road because I cannot move. Like all over me, surrounded me was motorbike and cars and vehicles. I cannot move, so I have to stand right in the back entrance of Time City for like 30 minutes, and that was one of the worst time that I've ever experience in my life. So while I waiting for the traffic jam to get to stop to like so I could go, I don't know what to do because like I'm literally stuck in that I cannot move. I just stay there and waiting for those car and motorbike to go away so I could get inside the Thames City. And while I'm waiting, I still like looking around for to find there if there's another way to get inside Thames City, but unfortunately all the ways are blocked. Like all the ways were blocked, and I cannot go or find another way to go inside Thames City, so I have to wait in the middle of the traffic jam for like 30 minutes. And yeah, I was super worried about got late to my math class. Yeah, definitely I've late, but that was a really memorable experience in my life. uh while I in the traffic jam, I feel so terrible. Like I feel like I can't breathe. um it's really bad for me to just stuck in there and do nothing, and my whole body was paralyzed. So that was a terrible experience that I never want to experience it again. So that's my speaking for today. Thank you.